deep, deep breath. Inhaling, exhale. Inhale again. And we're going to take a longer exhale this time. Just let your breathing settle into a nice rhythm, nice, deep rhythm. Letting your body settle in and get comfortable. Let the chair support you fully. Relax your shoulders. If you have pain or discomfort in any particular area of the body, send love to that part of the body. Maybe ask it what it would like you to know. Pain is always a signal, a message. Just let yourself be. Let go of all the things that you must attend to during the week. All of the people you care for. Let go of all the labels you have given yourself. All the categories that you might fit into. And just let yourself be. Tune into your heart space. Not just the physical heart, but the energetic heart that extends beyond your physical body. The music and the crackle of the fire speak to you. And this place of peace is the seat of all knowledge. Seat of all wisdom. This place, for lack of a better term, is our true north. This is the secret place of the Most High. The place most often where we are more aware of our divinity. This quiet place. this fountain of life and energy. It is from this place that we are sustained, refreshed, renewed. This is the source of our spiritual food, our mental clarity, our emotional stability. Our vitality. This is what anchors us and yet gives us freedom, wings to fly as high as we dare soar. It is to this home that we return as often as we can, as often as we will. For sustenance, for rest, for peace, for harmony, for healing. And it is from this place that we begin affirmative prayer, for we always pray from our divinity. And here now, we sing our centering song from this same place, taking us back to the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And this is actually the December 12th reading. The treasure at our feet. It is not easy to find happiness in ourselves, and it is not possible to find it elsewhere. That's from Agnes Repplier. If forced to name them, the biggest obstacles to peace are ourselves and the world. Often en route to the truth of my soul, I get stuck in myself or lost in the world, or the reverse. Still, we carry the treasured essence within. It is always with us, very near, though it may seem far, and there is no place else to find the treasure but underneath our agitation. It waits there like gold on the bottom of a shallow lake, and though we stand in the water, the treasure at our feet, this stirring of our reflection keeps us from seeing. More often than not, I need to stop moving and thinking and fixing and simply reach within myself. So run, if you like, for it will all come with you. Or think and reason as many times as you must, for your heart will outlast the ripples of your thought. Or blame the things of this world if you need to, for the things you blame will eventually disappear. Then you and I will still be left with ourselves and the world and the treasure at our feet. And now So our inspiration moment, the second one, is from the book Only Believe by Sue Sicking. And the word for today is change. Change comes from the original Latin word, which means to exchange. Change always means substitution. We never have a change, but something is put in place of what we have had. So change is not only taking away something, it is also giving something new. Change is making room for something else. To make room for all beauty, all newness, we must make an exchange. We must let go of what is to get our greater good. This is the secret of change. We must let go of what we have known so that we may have that which is now ready, prepared for us since the beginning of time. The human being, the highest known creation of God, is continually changing Godward. We must learn to move with the changes, to be at peace while we are making them, and to anticipate the greater good unfolding for us. Change is always progress. Don't be afraid of it. If something must be changed, step out into the change and see what is already prepared for you. Be willing to change, eager to change, and happily welcome all changes. In truth, it will be an adventure to make the exchange. The people who miss life have quit living, loving, and expecting. They have come to a place where they are standing still. They think life is finished and there's nothing to carry them forward because they will not exchange the old ideas for the new. There are wonderful ways of life, ways we know not of. Quote, what no eye has seen, nor ear heard, nor the heart of man conceived, what God has prepared for those who love him. End quote. And let's recite our affirmation 3 times together. I am willing to change, eager to change, and happily welcome all changes. I am willing to change, eager to change, and happily welcome all changes. I am willing to change, eager to change, and happily welcome all changes. So this reading about change and the exchange, that we have to give up something old, something that doesn't serve us, in order to have something new. It's interesting in my life, I was thinking this morning as I was driving here, a lot of times I don't notice the progress of a change. Many times I notice I've arrived into a place of change and totally missed the journey there. And if I notice anything, it's the discomfort of the change. And I think the discomfort largely for me comes in shedding the stuff I no longer need, the baggage, the paradigm, the pattern, the behavior, the thoughts that I need to let go of in order to get someplace new. I know that I want to be someplace new. Sometimes I don't know what that newness is. I may not know what's ahead of me. I just know I want to get out of where I am. And I'm uncomfortable where I am. And I think we get uncomfortable where we are when something is pulling us forward and we're feeling that not discomfort again, but the we feel something yanking on us or rubbing up against us, something grating, something that doesn't feel good, something that is perhaps sad, maybe because anytime you have to give up something, there's grief. There's always something that we need to feel and vent in order to move through it. And it's this grating on our minds, bodies, spirits, or hearts, or all 4, that I think creates the discomfort, at least for me. It's that grating edge. I have one of those graters where you can, carrots or potatoes or whatever it is, and has those little spiky places. That's what it feels like, emotionally or mentally or physically. And it's just scratching, and you can hear it. It's just there all the time in the back of your mind, and you know something's happening, but we're not always aware of what the it is. We just know we're uncomfortable, and change might be happening, but it may be something we called for, it may not be something we called for. And I'm beginning to think we are always in a state of change, because there was an assent that said, yes, yes. Yes, yes, you're right. We're always in a state of change because the world is always changing. I've been listening a lot. I think it's called Star Talk, where Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking to a couple of other people, and they're talking about the universe and how the world is always shifting, and we're not just going in a circle. It's kind of an ellipse kind of thing happening. That might be wrong. I don't know. I'm just translating what I hear with my unscientific mind. And so the world is always shifting, the universe is always shifting, the cosmos is shifting, and because we're a part of the cosmos, we are shifting. We are never in the same place 1 second to the next. Never in the same place. And so something is happening to us, and as we move physically with the universe, with the cosmos, then our brains have to shift, because it's calculating that shift, and it's calculating what we have to do physically, what it has to do for us physically, so that we can handle the change. And so that starts all kinds of things happening. Things are happening in our world. Things are happening with everything that you hear, everything you see, everything you encounter. Every single thing, everything you eat, everything you smell, your senses are taking in. All of that is a change. It's something new, and we have to figure out what that is. And usually it's the brain calculating all that without our help. And yet we feel something happening. The people in our lives are happening, because as we change, all 8 billion plus sentient beings are always changing. And because we live in this world, and it feels like we're living so much more close together, either in physical proximity or in mind and thought, because we're listening to each other, either on social media or we're watching TV or something else is happening. And so all of this stuff is going on in our brains, and we get to shift with it. And we're going to have to shift, even if you want to have a tantrum all the way through. So this thing about change, it's kind of hard to swallow. Not kinda, it is. I'm willing to change. Eager to change, are we? And happily welcome all changes. Eager to change, willing to change, are we? I'm not always. I just want something to just make it look like yesterday, so I can just deal with it like I did. Can something not change? Can something be the same, please? Can I not have to figure one more thing out? I mean, I often feel like that. So, am I willing to change? Yeah. Am I eager? Most of the time, no, I don't know about eager. Happily welcoming, I can get there, and I generally do. But am I at the outset? Not generally. Because I do believe in that. If it's not good, then it can be good for me. If I'm not calling it good, I can call it good for me. And that's usually how I travel from, okay, I'm willing, all right, I'll be a little eager today. Tomorrow I'll be more eager. Maybe a week from now, I'll be excited about this and say, all right, this is working. Kind of feeling this. All right, I got this. And I start to get back to that peaceful place that we were in the beginning of service. I start to feel that. I start to invoke that. I start to recognize it and pull it out and say, oh, okay, I've got everything, just like Mark Nepo in that reading, the treasure at our feet. And I realize I have treasure at my feet. And not just at my feet, I love that phrase, but the treasure is not just inside me, the treasure is me. The treasure is me. And that's why that song, I Am Light, hits me like that. Because it all goes back to that I am light with a capital L. Everything goes back to that in metaphysics. If you're believing that you are the light, if you're believing that you are this unique expression of the divine, then it all comes back to that, no matter what the situation is. No matter what it is you're feeling, no matter what is grating up against you, no matter how big or how small you have called it, it all comes back to that you are the light. And sometimes I have to sit with that. And that's okay. It doesn't matter how long you have to sit with it. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you're willing to get there. And that's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to consider in this instance, with this thing that's kind of throwing me in the moment, I'm willing to consider again that I am the light. And I'll say, okay, all right, I'm the light. And just let it marinate. Let it stay with you. Let yourself think about it. Let yourself feel it. So we drove to Kansas for Thanksgiving. It's about, by the time you take some breaks, it's probably a total of 7 hours. And it's the first time in making any trip that length that I did not listen to the radio or sing. I know, that is massive. 7 hours is a long time. I mean, a decade ago, that would have driven me mad to be in the car that long or be anywhere that long and not hear something, not have the radio on, not have music, because I have CDs, albums, whatever we call them now, that are my road music. And I want to hear it. I want to hear my road music, and I know where they are, I know who the artists are, and I pick them out, and I sing just about the whole 7 hours. And I'm singing like I'm at Carnegie Hall. And everybody's there, and I've got microphone and everything else, and I've got on the great outfit, and I'm performing in the car for 7 hours. So to be in the car for 7 hours with nothing, I was just noticing what I was noticing. In fact, I did turn the music on for a bit. It was on for about 30 seconds, and I went, no, because I just needed to sit, because I got some things going on that I need to sit with. I got stuff that I'm grappling with where I know change is happening. And in the beginning, I was kind of kicking and screaming, but I have to get to the I am light. And round trip, I needed 14 hours of quiet to feel the I am light. I wasn't particularly thinking about anything, even though at some point some affirmations started coming up, some things that I knew that I could use to take on my journey of change. Because I needed to think about, what is it that I want? Change is here, something has entered my world, and now I need to figure out how to bring it to the light. And it's not always fast, and it's not always easy. And especially when you got multiple things happening at the same frickin' time, universe. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? So the first couple of hours was my tantrum about, why isn't this happening to other people who don't take care of themselves like I do? And also I was going through all that and having my little pity party. So the first couple of hours was that. Go zap somebody else. What's happening? I eat vegetables. I eat lots of vegetables. I know some people who won't touch a vegetable. Why don't they have problems like I got problems? What's going on? Don't I get vegetable credit? I mean, shouldn't I? For every vegetable, shouldn't I have some good stuff happening, like putting deposit in the bank? She's had another vegetable-rich meal. Let's give her some credits. Where are my credits? What's going on? So I had to get through that part and let go of it because I know I got to bring it back to me. I already know that. I know that because that's my paradigm for life, is that it all comes back to me. It's all about being in the light. It's all about bringing whatever it is to the light. So I now got to get there, and so you got to be willing to let go of something. So I had to let go of my resentment that I feel like I'm getting more zapped than the rest of the world is getting zapped. I had to let go of that so I could have the new. So I let myself just be with that. And I didn't blame myself for it. I didn't kick myself for it. I just went through it. Say, okay, got to be on the path. This is part of the path. Got to shed the old skin like a snake sheds skin. I know that's a creepy metaphor, but it works. Oh, and I did have a dream about a snake the other night. It was huge, 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 huge. And it kept coming at me. So it's this huge snake, and it doesn't look like a real snake, thank goodness, because I'd awakened with the willies over that. So it's obviously some kind of, I don't know, fake snake. But it's coming for me, and I don't like snakes. So this huge thing is coming. You know how they have those tongues, and it kept coming up, and I kept trying to push it aside with my arm. And that tongue kept coming at me, and I'm going, oh, God, please just leave me alone. And it's huge. It's probably about 40 feet long, so I'm trying to walk away. And I'm figuring, don't run, because it might chase me. I don't know. Do snakes chase? I don't know. But in the dream at the time, I'm thinking this thing might chase me. If it does, it's big enough to catch me. And it's a whole thing, the tongue's coming, and it's right here at my face. It wants to look at me, but I won't look at it. God, now the meaning of the dream is starting to become clear. It's all become clear to me now. So the big snake is coming at me, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And I don't want to be with it. But it's coming for me. And at some point, I just woke myself up. I said, I'm not doing this. This is creepy. I love now that I can wake myself out of my nightmares. So you got to go on the journey. Are you willing to change? Are you willing to accept what's in front of you? It's going to be there anyway. But it's say you can run, but it's coming with you. And you can run fast. It's just going to follow you. The faster you run, the faster it is behind you. It's always there. You can pretend it's not. You can do the I'm invisible thing if you want to, like a 3-year-old, and pretend you're hiding from whatever it is. How many of us have done that, stuck our head in the sand and said, I'm just not going to look at that. My family was famous for that. Let's just dig that stuff down, pretend it doesn't exist. Then you just dig a bigger hole, you get another carpet and put it under the rug, shove it under the rug. Then you get a bigger rug. Then you get a second rug. And then you walk around it. And just pretend it's not there until somebody in the family does something, and something blows up and you got to deal with it. So we can run if we want, but it doesn't change the situation. It is what it is, and it's sitting right there. And if we can get to acceptance, if we can see it and say, okay, this is mine, all right, this is mine, I see you, you're here, and I am the light. And I am the light. And then we just get to be quiet enough, and so that was another couple of hours in the car, be quiet enough to know what does me as light look like here and now with this thing. How do I show up? And the only thing I heard in that quiet time was just sit and continue to be quiet, because I kept thinking, I really should put some music on now. it's about time. It's been about 4 hours. Shouldn't we have some music? No. Just be quiet, listen. And that's when some of the affirmations started to come, the beginnings of affirmations. And as the beginnings of affirmations were coming up, I'm thinking about, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want this change to be? Because we get to decide. We get to decide what the new is. We may not get to decide what the impetus for change is, but we do get to decide where we take it and the meaning that we apply to it. And that's what I was grappling with. After I got past the why are you here? Why are you here for me? Why aren't you here for somebody else? Oh, okay, you're here. All right, you're mine. No, I can't run. Be nice if that worked, but it doesn't. And if you run, you're only going to have to deal with it later anyway. And usually, it's bigger than it was when you first decided to run. So I've learned not to run because, it's already something I don't want. I don't want it looking differently and uglier down the line like the big snake. I didn't want a 60-foot snake. Already 40 feet. So just sit and be in that place that I called true north. Be in that place, the secret place of the Most High. Again, prayer and meditation. I wasn't praying, I was just sitting and letting this fount of wisdom that is me speak to me. Yes, we have this thing, and yes, you are light. Can you get with that? Will you get with that? And I kept saying yes, yes. Because now I'm figuring out what I want. And I'm thinking, I don't want any part of this, so I need to shift that thing to be light. And I know I can because my paradigm for living is that I am God's space, God's substance, God energy. And that is greater than anything in the manifest world. Doesn't matter what it is or how many things it throws at me at the same time, I am light, which is greater than that stuff. And so I grappled with that for a while, and I said that over and over again in my head, in my heart. I let my heart feel that yes, you are greater than anything in this manifest world. Doesn't matter how high it piles up or how ugly it looks or how much it rubs up against me. That grating, sometimes it just grates the skin and that hurts. Sometimes it cuts deeper. Sometimes it gets to the bone or it feels like it. It doesn't matter. 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 And so I had to hear the it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter in my head through those hours, through those 7 hours, and on the 7 hours back. And by the time I was at the end of that second 7 hours, I was feeling that. And I was sitting with that Friday night and Saturday during the day. And I could feel the change this time. I could feel the change in my body because I felt different than I did during the first 7 hours of that trip. Somehow, I felt more anchored and grounded. Somehow, I felt more solid. And just like I said earlier in the meditation, I also felt freer because I said yes to what most of the world probably thinks is an impossibility or extremely challenging. It doesn't have to be extremely challenging because I'm the light. I'm the light. I am the light. I am the God on the inside. I am a star. I am magnificence. And it's that I'm applying to what's on the road. That change that's grating up against me. So now it's not grating anymore, or as often, or as long. So every once in a while it sneaks up on me and I say, and I go back to my affirmation. That I am God's substance, God energy, God space. I am that. That's Jesus when he said, I and the Father are one. That's what he was talking about. I and the Father are one. And whatever he declared came to be. And he knew that unequivocally. He knew that. And so when situations were presented to him, that's where he went. Every single time he lifted his eyes to the heavens, that's what he was doing. He was saying with his body, I and the Father are one. That's all I need for this situation. To demonstrate what it is that I want. And so he's healing, raising the dead, feeding the 5,000. Turning water into wine. And we get to do the same. We get to do the same. But we have to be willing to change, eager to change, and happily welcoming the change. Because we can happily welcome when we know that I have the treasure at my feet. And that I am the light. I am the light. That's when you know. That's when you can welcome it all. Say, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. And so no matter what is thrown at you, given to you, presented to you, or that you walked into with your eyes open and said, I'm doing this, and went, uh-oh, shouldn't have done that. We get to flip it. We get to flip the script. We get to flip the situation. We get to be in the change. We get to decide what the change is. We get to decide the end place, the destination of that. We get to say, yeah, I see that, but I want X. And we get to choose from the quantum field that place of infinite possibilities, because God is infinite and we are infinite, and we have the infinite at our fingertips. That's the treasure at our feet, which is the infinite. We get to call what we want, to decree and to declare it with confidence, with boldness, with earnestness, with the full energy of our infinity. We get to decide what that looks like. We get to decide. So you don't ever, ever, ever have to feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. I'll say that again. You don't ever, ever, ever have to feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. In a world of infinite possibilities, there might be a rock and a hard place, but you don't have to be between them. Or you can feel like you're between them and then push them away or blast them away. Imagine them being blown up into tiny little rocks that fizzle out, like you see the fireworks. And they blow up, and then you hear this shh. You can imagine it doing that. And just let it go. Change happens, and so do you. But you get to bring the treasure at your feet to bear on whatever it is that's before you. You can be in the change. You can be the one that says, this is how this is ending. There are wonderful ways of life, ways we know not of, what no eye has seen, nor ear heard, nor the heart of man conceived, what God has prepared for those who love him. And in metaphysics, that just means those who know love, embrace love, express love, celebrate love, are grateful for love. Love with a capital L. That doesn't mean loser. Yeah. It doesn't matter. More and more, I am embracing the it doesn't matter thing. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you got stacked up in your life. It doesn't matter if you're willing to bring the light to it. Doesn't matter how old the problem is. Doesn't matter how big it is. Doesn't matter how deep the ditch is that you drove into. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Because the light that is God is infinitely more powerful than that thing. And so take the time you need to go from here to here, no matter how many hours it takes. If you're still feeling like you're not there, be willing to stay in until you feel it. Why wouldn't you be? I didn't stay in long enough sometimes because I thought, well, this should have happened already. Well, it hasn't. Get over it. I'm tired is hanging in there. Do I want the thing gone or not? What do you want? Do you want it or not? And that's what I ask myself. Do you want it or not? And so there are times when I know I either need to be in meditation or maybe my vibration is lower and I need to bring the vibration up here higher, so I need to switch that. So whatever that is that looks like for me, if I decide, no, I'd rather just go to bed, I do. I ask myself, do you really want the thing or not? Do you want it or not? Because it really just comes down to that. Do you want it or not? Plain and simple. And so there are many times when I've had to say, yeah, I do, and I got up and I did what I had to do. That might mean I have to work on my paradigm and I need an affirmation or a whole lot of affirmations, or I need one affirmation 1,000 times until I get there. Am I willing to do that? I am now, because I want the new. And I got to shed the old. And part of what I need to shed is my unwillingness to get there. And just say, okay, yes, and yes. I'm going to dig down, get the treasure at my feet. Know that the God inside, that the God is me, that God space, that God energy, that God substance is more, infinitely more than I will ever need for this situation. I just need to get in alignment with that. Change is going to come. It's coming right now. Some of us are walking around like this. I'm invisible, I'm invisible. Oh, crap. It's right there. Like the snake coming at me. Ooh, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. Go away, snake. Well, it's not going away till I face it. It's all right, snake. I got something for you. Suddenly the snake's not 40 feet. He's 30 feet, he's 20 feet, and the snake's gone. Are you willing to make the change? Are you willing to see yourself as the light? Can you get rid of everything else that you've judged yourself to be that's other than light or out of alignment with light? Are you willing to get rid of that? Here we are back to the clear in the windshield. Turn the windshield wipers on, getting rid of that dirt that's hiding the light that wants to shine through at you. But we're still looking at all the dirt on the windshield. Sitting and looking at it, wish that would clear up. You're the one with the button to turn on the wipers. Wish that go away. Wish my life were different. Wish, 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 wish. Are you willing to know or to recognize or to see once again the treasure at your feet? And are you willing to change? Are you eager to change the thing presented to you? And the more often you are, we're back to that spiritual muscle, you use and you strengthen that spiritual muscle, then we can get to the place where we happily welcome all change. Because as soon as it shows up, you say, oh, I'm the light. This thing is no thing. And instantly, there you have invoked your oneness with the divine. Just in saying this thing is no thing. You've reduced it into nothingness. And often that's all you need to do. And then you can proceed with whatever it is that Spirit is telling you to do from there. And usually, like Myrtle Fillmore, like I read a couple of weeks ago, just celebrate the manifestation of what it is you're decreeing and declaring. Celebrate it. Because you know it's here now, pure potentiality, and it has already happened, and it's yours, and it is you. And you are now the change that you have wanted to see in your world. You are now it. And you'll feel it and know it. You'll walk differently. You'll think differently. When something presents itself to you again the next time, you'll be ready for it in a different way. You'll be stronger. You'll be more resilient. You'll be wiser. You'll be more relaxed. You'll be more peaceful. And you'll be able to move more quickly from, oh, I got a thing. Something's presented itself. Something's grating me. I feel it. Ouch. And I got something for you. And that thing is me. Because I'm the light. I am the light. Let's take this into meditation. So I invite you to say in your heart of hearts now, I am light. 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 Repeat it till you feel it. Picture yourself in a way that you need to picture yourself saying that, reciting that, being that light, letting the divine shine through you and as you. I am light. I am light. What is it you need to sit with? And are you willing to sit with it long enough to know yourself as the light in that situation? Are you willing? Are you willing? And if you're willing, can you get to eager to change? Are you ready? If the answer is yes to willing, are you ready? And can you welcome the change? Can you get further in your paradigm about this thing? Can you get to happily welcoming it because you have everything you need? Everything you need to walk this path, this shift in the road. So say it again, I am light. 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 I am divinity. I am God on the inside. And I celebrate that divinity. I celebrate the new. And I happily shed the old. I happily shed the old. The new is all I want. I am light. I am light. I am light. So it is, and so it shall be. Amen.